Hey everybody. Thought I'd get another video up. It's been really busy this past week, so sorry it's been kind of a hiatus without any. But I had a minute this morning and thought I would touch on something that kind of comes up just on a daily basis, just thinking about prep and ways to be successful in prep. The mindsets and working within a system that you need to develop, or either your coach should have you work within to make you more successful. Um, I know when going back, I have a sports background, played soccer all my life, played in college, and um, so I always played at pretty high levels. And the best players always had like an edge. There was just something that they did extremely well, and they knew it. There was a guy on my team that he could go 30 minutes without really doing much in the game, but he could finish, and that's what he was known as. He was known that if you needed a goal, he was probably going to get it done. And he was known that you get the ball inside the box, around the goal mouth, and he's probably going to figure a way. He was composed. He didn't get big eyes. He just would tuck the ball away. I've played with other guys who speed was their thing. They might not have had a great touch, but they had speed, and they knew how to take that gift and exploit it. Um, Played with other guys who were just downright bigger, stronger than anyone, and they knew that, and that was their thing. For me, when I played, I knew where people should be on the field. I knew where I should be, and I was good at delivering the ball to create the goals. I wasn't really a finisher per se, but I was good and known at setting them up. So that was something that from little on, once that kind of became my thing, I tried to exploit that to always find myself a spot on a team and to beat out the next guy. So when you kind of put that towards prep, um, I feel like over the years I've beat guys that if you just look at them walking down the beach, you would say, well, that's a better bodybuilder than Jason. I mean, they're just thicker looking, denser. But once I get on stage, I end up beating these guys. And for me, that's because I'm extremely meticulous with my prep. Um, I don't eat a macro that isn't intended to be eaten. I don't eat out. Um, I don't leave that to chance. I know there are guys who start extremely lean and they can get away with that. I don't ever start fat, but that's just not in the cards for me. I don't think I'm genetically elite enough to put my prep into someone else's hands like that. So every macro is tracked, every cardio session is done. Every move is done from an analytical standpoint. So when I pass that on to my clients and they come to me, a lot of times I'll have people who are pretty good. They're just not really attacking prep from a strategic and organized fashion. So what I deliver as a coach is I give them a system. Um, a system on how to track, how to report, how to do their cardio, when to do their cardio, how to train, when to train, how to time their carbohydrates. All those things go into it, and I provide them with a system that they can work within to stay organized, and it helps us both make the right moves at the right times. So that for me was always my edge, I believe, in competing. Because like I said, I've beaten plenty of guys that if you were to stand around your jeans and they took their shirt off, you'd say, well, that guy's going to beat him. But, I've been able to be successful because I believe that I'm super meticulous and I out prep people, and that's my edge. So, you know, um, I pass that on to my clients, and a lot of times I am able to help someone go from, always a first call out to winning their open and maybe even pushing into the overall. So you should always try to look for kind of what's your edge, what can you exploit, and then go after that. Um, so that's kind of what I feel like I pass on to my clients. Um, and there are some people who obviously can get away with being more loose with their preps. You'll talk to some people and they're like, I don't really know what my macros are. I just kind of eat by feel, and and you look at them and they're highly successful, and that's great. But if you're part of the genetic average or lower, you've got to figure out a way to put yourself above the next people. So for me, that was always working within a tight system, and everything counted and everything mattered. So that's my take on that. Find a way that you can exploit and go after it, and I think it'll make you a better physique athlete. Um, you know, Definitely figure out a system that works for you. But I think the more meticulous you are, the better off you're going to be. That's it for today. Visit Scooby Prep One on Instagram. I post a lot of my people, and I think you'll like watching their progress. Take care.